I'm back for another video, and today is my Falcon and the Winter Soldier spoiler review. Now I know it has been a week, but there's still people that probably have not seen the series yet, and so I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to, just openly talk about spoilers without people knowing it, especially if they haven't seen it yet. And I know some of my friends who have not seen it yet, and they're planning on it, and they really don't want spoilers. So, I mean, obviously they probably already know my thoughts of the series without watching this video, but you know what I mean. And so I did put spoilers in this video, but sometimes people still click anyway. So if you have not seen the series yet and you still want to, I'm going to give you 10 seconds to leave the video. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000, 6 1,000, 7 1,000, 8 1,000, 9 1,000, 10 1,000. Alright, I gave you some time. You have been warned. So if you have not left yet, it's your fault. Alright? You should have left. Alright, so first up, yes, this is the Iron Man Infinity Gauntlet. So I thought it'd be, if I'm going to do Marvel videos, it'd be interesting to wear this now. It'd be like a gimmick for these videos. I thought it'd be cool, okay? So that's why I'm wearing it now. Now, so I talked, like a briefly about the show in my non-spoiler review, but only, enough that wouldn't be considered like spoilers, like, just what you need to going into the series or understanding. That's pretty much about it. So essentially with this one, what I said was that going into it, you want to know that this is, the main point is that Sam is dealing with getting the shield and believing that it isn't right for him to have it, and he's and that's kind of what you need to understand going in. In the beginning parts, he gets up the shield to a museum because that's what he thought he was doing, and it turns out that they're giving the shield to a new Captain America that they're creating by they took a military guy who has gotten 3 medals of honors from military to be Captain America, and then his best friend from the military is helping him out with it, and the guy's name is John Walker. And throughout the series, you get a sense of that he can't handle the responsibility, and it's kind of causing him migraines and all that, and it's also he actually gets defeated several times, which both by the Dora Milaje and the Flag Smashers, which are the main villains of the series. They are refugees. They essentially what these refugees are is that the governments of different countries are kicking people out of their homes to give the homes back to the people that got snapped back into the universe, or the blip, as the entire thing is called, at least according to Spider-Man Far From Home. And so that's kind of what's going on with this, is that the refugees are trying to fight back. They're going to cause, it isn't right to be kicked out of their homes, and that's what's going on here. And they some of them got the super soldier serum, which we find out that they got that from Madripoor, and they were actually working for the power broker, which turns out to be Sharon Carter. And there was a conflict between Bucky and Sam because of Sam giving up the shield, and Bucky felt that if by Sam giving up the shield, old Steve was wrong about Sam, and if he was wrong about Sam, he was wrong about me, and that was kind of a major point in it as well. And then they both actually have conflicts with John Walker because obviously they don't like him being Captain America and holding the shield, so that's kind of their problem with that. But they tried to confront the Flag Smashers. Sorry about that. Yeah, so where was I? Yeah, so they tried to battle the Flag Smashers, and all of them kept losing, And there was one time that the leader of the Flag Smashers named Carly, she was trying to, Sam was trying to talk to him, but John Walker ruined it, and it just caused, where was that? Yeah, so they tried to come for Flag Smashers, and they kept losing, and, John Walker, it was breaking down. So Bucky actually broke up Zemo, and hoping that he would help stop them, and that was just a bad idea. Zemo ends up killing the guy who created the more super soldier serum, and then he eventually there was a conflict between the Dorage because they want Zemo because, and they weren't too happy with Bucky, letting him free from prison, and eventually, the Bucky gets Zemo to get captured by the Dorage, but there was a battle scene between the Dorage, John Walker, Steve, and Sam, and all of them. And while that was happening, Zemo gets away. Now, obviously, when they were in Madripoor, Zemo wore the kind of iconic costume, which was awesome. I wish there was more of it before he went to prison, but I think he's definitely going to wear it again because the Dorage took him to the prison raft, which is obviously controlled by the Thunderbolt Ross, who is I think they're setting up the Thunderbolts. I'm not sure if he's setting the Thunderbolts or this new character that was introduced into the series called Val. I'm not going to say her full name because that's just a long name, but and who's trying to help out John Walker. But essentially, apparently Carly had more super soldier serum, and she tries to go away and they were being chased at one point, and Zemo caught her. And she dropped all the stuff, and Zemo breaks most of it except for one, which John Walker actually finds and it takes it and then uses off screen. So he now is a super soldier, and so there was that point. And after that huge point, there was another huge battle between John Walker. All of them. John Walker is being held by one of the super soldier Flag Smashers, who's if I recall correctly, he was the one where when Carly was getting the extra super soldier vials, he was with her, and he was talking about how the original Captain America was his hero, which he looked up to, and that's ironic because Carly kills John Walker's best friend, whose name is Lamar, and he finally snapped, and he kills that guy with the shield. So that's kind of ironic, and this causes a full battle between Sam and Bucky, in which they take the shield from John Walker, and then John Walker loses Captain America from the government. They took his stats as Captain America. They pretty much took his entire stats from the military. They said they weren't court-martialing him, but basically they court-martialed him. And then that's when Val comes in to help him. And then in a post-credit scene in the 5th episode, he builds his own shield, which is it's metal. It's obviously going to get damaged, and they get he puts his medals attached to him, and then the other part is Sam was finally accepting the shield, and he trains, and in this other part with Sam, he was actually working for the military and one of his friends in the military who's going to become Falcon is named Torres. I forget his first name, but he's been helping out with the Flag Smasher stuff. And there was that part. And also I forgot John Walker does destroy Falcon's wings. But another sub point with Sam is that it's his family business he's trying to save by fixing the boat when his sister wants to save it. And his sister and her children were actually threatened by Carly at one point. But in the 5th episode, with the help of a bunch of townspeople, including Bucky, they helped fix the boat, so that was pretty cool. Then Bucky gives Sam a new suit, a Captain America suit with vibranium wings. That's why I'm going to call him Captain Falcon, because of Super Smash Bros. And so in the last episode, we get to see the suit, and man, that suit looks beautiful. I mean, just here's a picture. Alright, now that you see that picture, that suit is a beautiful suit. Some people were complaining about the headpiece, but I don't have a problem with that because that's comic book accurate, and I love it. Okay? And man, I want that suit is so cool. Like, it's probably like one of my favorite MCU costumes, right under Iron Man's, because I'm kind of biased, but Iron Man's my favorite superhero, and not just because of the movies, but because I grew up watching like Iron Man TV shows and stuff. So obviously Iron Man is still my favorite, and the Iron Man suits are just brilliant. But this like Captain America suit, just it's so beautiful. Like, I just love that suit that Sam's gonna be wearing. And so then you have the final battle between the Flag Smashers. Zemo's butler actually kills when the Flag Smashers get defeated, obviously, and then most of them were going to prison. They were captured when Zemo's butler blows the van up, killing all the Flag Smashers, and then Sharon actually kills Carly before that point. And there was a huge scene where basically John Walker gets a redemption by helping Bucky capture the Flag Smashers, and it's a pretty interesting scene. And so basically that's pretty much the main point of everything is. And then you have like this whole political thing with Sam being about being African American, about as a Captain America, and also him telling that these government agencies. The final episode is obviously Carly and a bunch of people attacking government agents in a voting session to continue to stop the refugees, but also increase the kicking them out of their homes, and that's just not okay, obviously. And Sam was telling them to their faces that, hey, stop what you're doing. These refugees here are putting up a fight, and people back them up against governments. But to me, that's just too political for my taste. Getting way too politics for my taste. That's kind of what hurts the series mostly, is the politics. Like, I'm not in there for the politics, so. But yeah, I mean, that was the midpoint. But that's pretty much like everything about the show wise. Alright, I forgot one part, actually 2 parts. One thing, at the end of the episode you have Val, which I mentioned, helping John Walker with a new suit. But the new suit is like his Captain America suit, but painted black, like in the comic books when he, became U.S. agent, as well as Val gives him the moniker U.S. agent. So that's pretty cool, and it seems like she's setting up the Thunderbolts, which is kind of weird because you think that's what Ross is doing with having the Wrath prison, and that's what Zemo's going to be part of it, unless Val is working with Ross. So that'd be kind of interesting. We'll have to see what further comes up with that in the MCU when they release more content about that. And then the last thing is a post-credit scene with Sharon. Sharon is her entire thing throughout the show is trying to get a pardon from her so-called crime that she did by helping Steve and Bucky and Sam in the movie Captain America Civil War. And so she finally gets that pardon thanks to the help of Sam. And that's what she wanted. She not only did she wanted the pardon, but there's more to it. Not only did she want the pardon, but she wanted the power behind it. Because now that she had the power as the power broker in Madripoor, and now she has power in the government again, now she has even more power. And while she was leaving, she called a guy or girl or whoever she was talking to, we don't know, and she's saying, well, we may not have super soldiers anymore, indicating earlier in the episode that, the Flag Smashers like Carly was actually working for her at one time, and but we have now access to government weapons and new technology and stuff like that. So that's what she really wanted by getting the pardon. So that's pretty cool. But I just want to briefly mention those two things. And I think the action sequence is really good. The story wise is really good, except for the politics. I think were a little much. Like I said, I really enjoyed the series my own self. I hope you guys, if you have seen it, if you did enjoy it, please tell me what you liked about it, and also what is your favorite superhero. But if it's not if Iron Man's not your favorite superhero, I'm gonna have to snap you out of the universe. Okay, enough jokes aside. But yeah, if you, like I said, I kind of give it a 9 out of 10 because of the politics. But that's my final verdict for the show. I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because if you did, please leave a like. If you are new, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know if I'm from the next upload. My YouTube channel, website link, my Twitter, my Snapchat, and Instagram are all in the description as always. And thank you. Goodbye.